You skim the renewal because nothing feels urgent. Same insurer, same address, same direct debit date. You notice the price changed, barely, and move on. Months later, something goes wrong, and that's when you discover the cover you relied on was removed at the moment. You stopped paying attention. That's the paradox. Renewal feels like continuity. It's actually where protection quietly resets. The first scenario is ordinary enough to disappear in memory. An annual email, neutral language, a document attached you don't open because you recognize the subject line and trust the routine. You've done this before. You've always done this. Renewal isn't framed as a decision. It's framed as maintenance. Nothing signals risk. Nothing asks for confirmation. Nothing interrupts your day. Which is exactly why it works. The change doesn't announce itself as loss. It arrives disguised as housekeeping. The second scenario feels more personal. A policy that's followed you for years. You associate it with responsibility, proof that you planned ahead, that you're the kind of person who doesn't gamble with safety. When the renewal goes through, you feel reassured rather than alert. The system didn't ask anything new of you, so you assume nothing new was taken. Later, when you need it, the language sounds unfamiliar. Not hostile, not dismissive, just different. The thing you're claiming for isn't no longer included. It's no longer part of the standard cover. That phrase lands oddly. Standard compared to what? Compared to when? That's when you realize the protection you trusted wasn't removed during the claim. It was removed quietly, earlier, at renewal, when continuity felt safest. The third scenario is the most unsettling because nothing dramatic happens at all. No accident, no damage, no emergency. Just a question. A hypothetical one. You look something up. You check whether something would be covered if it happened. And the answer doesn't line up with the version of the policy you carry in your head. The cover didn't vanish. It narrowed. Not in a way that triggered a warning. In a way that assumes you'll never notice unless you're already exposed. This is the mechanism renewal hides. It's not about adding or removing protection in obvious ways. It's about redefining what counts as normal. Renewal doesn't confirm what you had. It confirms what the system is now willing to recognize. The language stays calm. The structure stays familiar. Only the boundaries shift. That's why the moment of discovery feels unfair. You didn't make a reckless choice. You didn't opt out. You didn't ignore a warning. You complied. You trusted the idea that renewal meant continuation, not renegotiation. The system relies on that trust, because renewal is where attention is lowest and consequences are delayed. By the time the change matters, the paperwork is old, the moment has passed, and the responsibility has already moved. The final paradox is this. The people most exposed at renewal aren't careless or inattentive. They're the ones who equate consistency with safety. Your reliability didn't preserve your protection. It's what allowed it to be taken away without you noticing.